Hello everyone, this is Bernice here at the Napping Mouse, and in today's video I want to show you how to cover this compact mini composition journal that I have been using, a Graphic 45, the Deluxe Collector Edition. This has been my go-to for this year's Halloween, and I've been creating a lot of Halloween projects lately using, believe it or not, just this particular design because I just love the way it is not that scary or freaky kind of thing. It's more of like this eerie or mysterious kind of creepy vibe to it. You know, when you look at it, you're like, oh, okay, it looks fine. And then when you get into the details, it's kind of, you know, not common or a little puzzling. So that's why I've been using this particular design. So yeah, but we'll be covering this today, and supplies that you're going to need right now is the Deluxe Collector's Edition Old Curiosity Shop. You will be needing one of the mini composition books here, and this here I found at the Dollar General store. It was 3 packs for $1, people. So yeah, big bang for your buck right there. It is 3 1/4 by 4.5 inches. So yeah, and it comes with 50 sheets too, so perfect. Okay, and the next thing that you'll need are also pens, and these pens again I found at the Dollar Tree. This is what is it, for the Halloween section. They have this ballpoint pens, and it comes 12 in a pack. So yeah, $1 for 12 of these. So yeah, perfect. And you'll need one of them. Oh, I've lost my cap there. And the next thing that you'll need, let me put this one away, is 12 inches of this 1/4 width of ribbon. Now the one that I'm using, and I do have this at the store, I do carry this at the store, is called Waste Not Paper, or excuse me, it's from Waste Not Paper, and this particular one is Beet. I just love that rich color. This one here is also from Waste Not Paper, but this one here is Clover. So if you're interested in that, I do have some of that at the store. But yeah, but I'm going to be using Beet for this particular project. And then the next thing you'll need is also this ribbon here. This is from Prasent. It's a little bit bigger than 1/4 of a millimeter, maybe like a half or something like that. Or excuse me, half of an inch, not millimeters, inch. Yeah, but you'll be needing some of this here, and this is just for added decoration. You'll also be needing the ink and a sponge stopper or some kind of sponge, and the one that I love to use is the VersaColor in 154 bark. So you can tell I've been using this sponge stopper. I gotta get a new one pretty soon, but yeah, you'll need that. And then also a trimmer, some scissors, a scoreboard with the bone folder, and some liquid glue. Okay, let's get started. Let me flip over here to my instructions. And so the first thing that you're going to do is you'll need to pick out a design. This one that I'm using is called Apothecary, and this is a 6x6 here that you'll cut 3 inches here by 6. Okay, this will be your front and back piece, and then you'll also need to get your cover over here. So the first thing that I like to do is I'll work on the front. Excuse me, and also I'll distress over here. So I'll just keep my ink out because I'll be doing that. For this particular video, I will be distressing. Normally I don't, I just like the way it looks, and so kind of wanted to show you, yeah, that it takes a little bit of time, but not as much as you would think it, or for at least this project here. Okay, get your liquid glue, and you're going to add a strip of glue over here to the side. Make sure it doesn't touch the black spine over here. If it touches a little bit, not a big deal. You can overlap it if you want. But yeah, that's all we're going to be adding is one strip of glue over there. And go ahead and center it. And I like to swish that glue around. If I have to overlap it a little bit, that's fine. Make sure that there's like at least a ½ an inch front and back. And then let's just smear that glue underneath it. You don't need to put it all over. You just need very little glue. Okay, let's get that one to dry, and then we'll repeat that in the back side here. We'll add a strip of glue here. Oh, I forgot to ink up my edge here. go. I'm sorry, I should get into camera, huh? That's one thing when you're filming. Sometimes you just have to be diligent of where you're putting your stuff. My craft supplies tend to move all over the place. Okay, I'll let that dry and I'll go ahead and flip it back to the front. Let's open it up, and then on the top we're going to fold in the excess paper here, and then we'll go ahead and do that also on the bottom. Fold it in inwards and then turn it to the side and fold it inwards. If you find it easier to use a stylus to score so you can get that fold, that's fine. I'm fine with this. Okay, so you created a point where you have the fold, so go ahead and point that inwards here. And let's see if that, we're not going to be trimming this. If you prefer to do that, that's totally up to you. Yeah, I'm just not going to do this for this particular video here. Okay, and then we're going to do the same thing to the bottom left corner and make sure that that's fine. All right, and then let's turn to the side here. I just use my fingernails to trim it. I like that point section. For some reason, it's just not been working out for me to have that, get that point. Let's see if I can go back further. I prefer the point. If you prefer it rounded, yeah, you'll work that in, but I prefer the point. Yeah, there we go. I got my point. Okay, so now we're going to add glue to the side first over here, and then press that in and swoosh that glue around pretty firmly. Oops, let's get that. Okay, I've kind of created a miter edge right there, and that's what I was looking for. I mean, it doesn't really match on, you know, a hit from the other side, but I'm actually fine with that. It's going to be covered anyway when we put the lining in. Okay, and let's get that part. Let's get the bottom now. Okay, and then we'll do that. Awesome. Let that dry for a little bit. Okay. And then we'll work on the back side. Again, the top and bottom we're going to fold inwards. Okay, and then on the side here. All right, and let's get that point. Fold that in. And do I got that? Fold that in. Let's see, do I have that? Yes. And yeah, all right, so we'll go ahead and add glue here to the side. I actually created 2 of these. This is my second video doing this particular project, only because I was almost done. I was like maybe 5 minutes before finishing, and I ran out of storage on my phone. So yeah, so you're going to be seeing another. This is take 2 of this particular project. And what did I call this? I like to name all of them, but what did I call this? Oh, I'll get that in a second. Okay, so now that's done. Oh, and I forgot to tell you, when you go ahead, before putting this, make sure your book is right side up. There's been times where I've created this here before with other sizes and it was completely upside down, so I had to tear it apart, and yeah, that wasn't, made a mess, but I made it look good afterwards. But yeah, just, you know, note to you so you won't have to make the same mistakes that I did. Okay, so the next thing that you're going to do is take your paper here, because we're going to be working on the lining. This one is called butterfly species. Okay, so what I did, and this is really important, especially if you have a piece of paper that has like a you know, top to bottom, that kind of thing. You know, you don't want it to be upside down unless that's the look you're going for. But yeah, this particular, now this side is not going to matter, but this side will matter. So what you'll do is that you'll take the 12 by 12 cardstock, and then you're going to rotate it onto the side and cut it at 6 inches. Okay, then once you get that, you set that part aside, and then you're going to cut it again at the 12 by 12 side like this, and then cut it again at 6 inches, and then you'll get this piece, okay? Then you'll cut this at 3 inches, making sure that this is on the top, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, we'll stick that here to the side, and let me get my ruler here just to be safe. Okay, so when we're going to put it in, we're going to glue it inside this way, and what I like to do at this point, there is an excess over here, and that's because we're going to create the pocket. And so I like to have like 1/8 of an inch on the sides. And so I kind of eyeball it here at 1/8 of an inch. You can measure it precisely if you want. I just prefer to do it this way. Fold it up like this. That will create your crease. And then you will fold it inward. So see, in this particular case, it doesn't matter because this piece on the back side is, doesn't matter if it's upside down, right? You know, it's a calico piece, so it doesn't matter. But had you goofed and you did it this way instead, where you see your piece here is upside down and that's not what you wanted, you'll actually just cut this piece and then apply glue to all 3 sides, left, right, and the bottom, okay? But we did not goof this time, so we're going to do this. Okay, and then I will repeat myself again with the second piece over here, measuring about 1/8 of an inch of where I want it, and let's fold this up. Okay, and then we'll fold it inwards, making sure that the edges match. Okay, perfect. Let's set our book aside for a second, and we won't need our ruler any longer. All right, the next thing that we're going to do is, and let me get my Sharpie and I'll show you, but we're going to be attaching glue to the side over here, stopping at the score line, okay? And only to the sides. So let me get my glue. You can use a tape runner if you like, or you can use tear it tape. Anyone, you know, any of those adhesive, they're actually quicker and they're not as messy as liquid glue is. I just like to use liquid glue because you get a lot more use for it. It's you know, cost effective as far as creating a lot of projects. If you're only going to create a few, I would go for the easy route and just use the snail, or excuse me, the tape runner. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do with this before we glue it down is we're going to be distressing the edges here. Let me see if I can do it. So I got it on the, okay, try to kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. Okay. So at this point, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, I would love for you to do so. Or if you know somebody who would like to see this video, please share it. And also hit that the bell button so you can be notified the next time I upload videos. I do have a lot of other projects that I'm working on. And working on Christmas and Thanksgiving. Yeah, pretty much in that order. But I do have 1 or 2 more Halloween projects to do because, you know, I just love I love Halloween, but I like that eerie part, like the macabre part. So yeah, that's what I like. Okay, perfect. I could have distressed this part too. Actually, no, don't worry about that because we're going to be covering it with our next step, which is this. We will cover this. So what we'll do is add a strip of glue here, okay, and then add another strip of glue here to the very bottom, like right below, and then we will just put this, overlap it, and we'll do it on this step here only because it's easier to trim. Okay. And let me get my scissors. Oops, where did I put my scissors? Okay, here we go. And then we will set that aside. And then we will go ahead and add to this piece here. That's looking nice. If you decide, there's a lot of beautiful pieces, and I'll show you really quickly in the paper pack that you could have done this. You could have added this and it would have looked just nice. I wanted to add a different element to it, like a different kind of feel and texture to it, but it's totally up to you what you want to do. Okay, so let's put this in the front side. We'll work in the front and we'll apply glue to all 4 edges and also in the middle. We want to make sure this sticks. So this is the front side. The back side is going to be a little bit different. I make sure that I've got like 1/8 of an inch all around on all 3 corners here, top, bottom, and the left side. This is the front. If this white part bothers you, you can actually take another piece of scrap paper from the collection pack and go ahead and put it. Or, you know, in my previous videos when I did this, I actually had a thick ribbon, a 1/2 inch ribbon or a 1 inch ribbon tied around to the front so you wouldn't see that. But if that bothers you, yeah, then go ahead and do that. Let me add a little bit more glue here because this is kind of coming off. Okay, so for the back side, and this is the important part, I need you to, okay, there's 2 things that we're going to do now before we glue the back lining, okay, to the back side. We are going to take one of this, and this is also from the, I forgot the name of the piece and I actually cut it up, but it is from your sheet piece that's got the strip. This is what, about, I think what, 3 inches? Where am I up here? This is about 3.5 inches. Okay, so what we're going to do with this is go ahead and round it out, because this is going to be the piece that the pen is going to hang from the side. You see how that is right there? That's what we're going to do. Okay, so before we do that, go ahead and make sure your pen fits. We'll add some glue here. Come on. Okay, and then spread that glue around. While you're holding it down, you can go ahead and ink the edges. Here, top and bottom of this piece right here. I hope you can see it. Okay, and then we're going to add a little bit more glue, and I would add it, like here's going to be your pen, so I would add it around here. I mean, I'm not really measuring it, I'm just eyeballing it right there. So yeah, so then I know glue needs to, oh come on, yay, okay, finally got it. Okay, so that's where that needs to be, and hold it down for just a little bit. Perfect. Now you can go ahead and add the back side to this. So now we're going to add glue. We're going to take our lining piece right here, the back side of the lining piece. And you know that you don't have enough glue in your bottle when you're holding it upside down already. And you're even storing it upside down, and it's taking a while to come out. Okay, so now I'm doing all 3, the top, bottom, and now the right side, making sure it has a 1/8 of an inch around. And again, if this part bothers you, I would just add like a strip of something. I just kind of leave it alone. Okay, let's get our foam folder here, and let's spread out the glue underneath, because I really want to make sure that this sticks. Okay, are you coming loose on me? Oh yes you are. Okay, let's get that. I'll set this aside for now to dry, and now what we're going to do is take our pen. This piece is about, I don't know, 2 inch squared, give or take. We're gonna and this could be any part of your scrap paper that you have, but we're going to actually roll this around. I like to roll it around first, making sure that I pretty much got it covered. If you need to trim a little piece off here and there, that's fine. I'm pretty happy with what this is. Is this 2x3? Well, it depends on the pen that you use, that you'll have to just measure that. So my measurements may not be the same as yours. And then on 3 sides of this, go ahead and ink up the edges. Okay, there we go. And then the part that you did not ink up is the part that's going to go inside the pen. And I do put like a strip of glue here. day. And let's roll this around here. Can you see that? Okay, and once I am happy, I will add, oh, that kind of sticks out a little bit there. That's fine. Okay. Add some glue here. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna have to, whoa. It's either comes out a little bit or a lot. Look at that. All right, let me, okay. There we go. There we go. Get a piece of paper here. I always have a wet towel by my side every time I'm crafting. I used to carry the baby wipes, but I find just a wet towel is just perfect enough. Okay, there it is. Okay, we'll set that aside for now to let that dry before we add that. And now the other piece that I want to do is we'll add like a little thing here. So you can actually pick, I've already cut up the ephemera pack here. And so I like to, you can actually add the sticker pack too. That would work. Let me get that sticker. You'll just need some scrap paper. That is pretty right there. Let me see. That kind of works if I put it down like that. All right, we'll do that instead. And then I stuck out this ephemera pack, but we'll just leave that to the side here. And let's see, I've got this one here that I could put on the back side like that. That would look pretty. But I need to get some scrap paper so I can, make sure that it doesn't stick, so I have my pocket stays open. So yeah, let me see. I'll just use this here. Okay, perfect. And I'm just gonna cut a simple square. So what I'll do is, did I get that? Nope, it's crooked. Okay, we'll do this again. I'll match it up to that. Okay, perfect. I'm gonna get my scissors and cut that piece off. Okay. All right, awesome. Yeah, that'll look pretty. Okay, so then I'm going to only put it bottom half of this piece here. This almost looks like a stamp. So that's another idea too. Look, all these little images that are on the Graphic 45, you can actually use it as, make like little stamps or, that sort of embellishment. Let me spread that around. Okay, perfect. I am happy. Okay, now, oops, that's not what I meant to do. Let's go, see if I can get that a piece inside, did it? No, there we go. Yeah, I made sure that it's open. Perfect, okay. So that could be, that's the ticket, or what do you call it, tag for that, and I'll have to trim that out a little bit. And we'll trim this, and that could be the tag for the front side. Oh, of course, don't forget to distress it, but yeah, I'll do that really quick since I already started. And then the last thing that we're going to do is work on the front, which is actually the best part, huh? There we go. Perfect. Okay, so now on the front side, what I've decided to use is this piece right here, and that is part of the ephemera packet also. I am sorry, I did forget to get the name of that one. Excuse me. But yes, so I cut that out, making sure that I've got a little bit of my black matte right there, and I'm going to distress the edges. And then whatever piece I have, I will measure it pretty much about 1/8 of an inch around more, or at least like 1/4 of an inch around more, just so I can create that that mat. Now this would look really nice like this as it is, and you could do that. I mean, I'm just going to add a little bit more interest, and so I'm going to go ahead and add this piece. I was thinking it's a little bit too big, so I'll have to just trim that one down. But yeah, so I'll do that. I'll just eyeball that and add that with the scissors. Hold on. And before let me go ahead and glue that piece together. You can add dimensionals if you want it to stick out. Yeah, you know what? Let's add dimensionals instead, because I think it's going to be add a little bit more interest to that. So hang on one second. We will add dimensionals. We'll add 5, okay? So the one that I'm using is from GoWashi, and I do have some still here at the store. Yeah, I just think it'll add a nice depth to it too. Okay, and we'll do 1/8 of an inch. I'm going to leave this a little bit hanging over there, but I'll just trim the side here. Let me get my longer scissors. All right, here we go. Okay, and let's go ahead and just stress this edge here. Perfect, and then we'll add glue to the back of whatever left glue that I have. Okay, we're gonna just do that. Okay, and then I make sure that the top, left and right of just where the paper that I've added is pretty much equal. I don't worry about the bottom at this point, because we're going to add the ribbon that I did. Okay, so now I'm going to get my 12-inch ribbon here, and I'm going to tie it in a bow. Okay, oh, and if I didn't say sticky dots, if you have sticky dots, it really works well. You can use the glue that that I've been using. It just takes a little bit longer to dry because you have a paper on fabric. Okay, tie a bow, and then make sure you got your loops here the size that you want, and then go ahead and get a sticky dot here. The one that I'm using is from Scrapbook Adhesive. It is it's the permanent one, comes 300. It's 3/8 of an inch or 8 millimeters. And yes, I do have this at the store still. I have plenty of this. Okay, so go ahead and put it down like this. And what's great about this particular brand is that it comes with this this backing, protective backing, that you can just put it down and make sure that it stays down before you have to take that protective layer out. Okay, so then go ahead and make sure you got your tails on your bow where you want it. And when you cut, you want to cut at an angle, but you're going upwards matching the bow. Okay, so you see how that just gives it a more detailed, polished, complete look. You're not just cutting it anywhere, you know, you're just doing it and it just looks nice and symmetrical. All right, so now we're going to take our pen here, we're going to put it inside this loop, and there you have it. Now, if you can see here, what I've done to this one here is I actually used the gel pens, and I kind of, you know, this particular one is from Sakura, and it is the glitter one. So there's little bits of glitter in this particular pen, and I do carry this at the store, and I did do it for this project, and it just kind of gives it that little shimmer look, and it doesn't come out. Really easy to use. But yeah, let me show you my take one. This was take one right here that I did. That ran out of storage, and that was take 2. So yeah, but there you have it, folks. So let me know what you think, and if you did like this, I would love to please hit that like button and also subscribe to my channel, because I've got a lot more videos to do and a lot more great projects to show you. Okay, thank you so much for watching. Take it easy. Bye.